Yeah.
Sure to update that commentator slide
Yeah.
after the
Oh, okay.
show.
No, the player shoot. I need to change that real quick.
So, Ryan yet again going that Chilla, Hydra, Springman, and
Which
one Slayer
actually
one going
is, I
that
think, the
Ribbon.
set that Super N Guy and Polaris uses. So that's cool.
Yeah,
1slayer1 sticking to Ribbon Girl, which has worked well for them
yeah, that
so far.
Slapamander. I definitely see why you would keep that. That Slapamander definitely worked against Rose Power, but let's see how that works against Ryan Deflect on
Mm-hmm.
Springman.
The Hydra, definitely a good pick by Ryan. I know Rose also had the Hydra, but we'll see if
Definitely,
Ryan's
since
able to use it
Hydra is
better.
definitely for vertical characters. Helix, Ribbon Girl, Quintel, Coil. So the Hydra is
Ryan
definitely
almost
good
getting a
for Ribbon
grab,
Girl's Forge.
but able to cancel the end lag of the grab into Rush, and which baits Slayer's response to the grab. So now Slayer is at very low health, one hit away from death, and Ryan is sitting at about 75% health. It definitely looks like this round is in Ryan's hands. If I were Ryan, I'd try charging Rush again, just so the next round he has it, but if he does that too much, then it might allow Slayer to come back, especially if Slayer is able to land these hits from a distance and just slowly chip back. Although with the timer taking down to below 15 seconds, it doesn't seem very likely for a comeback. And I would
Yeah,
not
it
burn
seems that
Rush.
1slayer1 can't, even with using Rush,
I would
not
not use
take this.
Rush if I were them, yeah. They weren't able
Ryan
to take it with
finally
two...
killing or KOing
Rose, yeah,
at 2
Rose is
seconds
playing...
left.
Hedgie, I think Turtosaurus and Rose are playing in the losers finals, so please do
Yeah,
not do
make sure
that.
to check bracket though.
Yeah, but we are going to be
Both
streaming
sitting
that.
on Rush.
Yeah.
1slayer1 switching to Popper Slapamander. That toaster didn't really work out.
The popper
Um,
is actually very useful because it's significantly bigger hitbox than the toaster.
definitely.
And also confirms into Rush, allowing 1slayer1 to potentially get more damage. As I would know, especially. So I could see that doing, if they land Popper into Rush against the corner, that could do somewhere around 400 damage. It'd be very nice now, considering they're about 400 health less than Rush.
Yes. I've noticed that 1slayer1 is staying a little bit more grounded compared to last match because of that Hydra. That Hydra is definitely very scary. 1slayer1, you
Almost countering
going
Rush.
Rush to punish Ryan's Rush. 1slayer1 is definitely just incredible at using Ribbon's mobility to get out of Rush situations.
And 1slayer1's actually bringing it back, only being around 25. Oh, never mind. They're almost dead. They almost have Rush. If they can survive long enough to get Rush, then they can definitely bring it back if they get a few more hits. Like that. I think Rush should be... Rush should almost kill. That is going to break, getting them a small bit of damage. But now Ryan has Rush. So this isn't looking... 1slayer1
both are very low. Ryan using that Rush from far away.
But I see what Slayer was going there. They were trying to wrap the Slapamander around, if you see in the replay.
Although both were,
Although
Slayer1 was too far away, wasn't able to and in time.
I think that's the right one, yeah. Okay. So yeah, now...
Right.
Yeah, that's the right one. Now we're at 431 Helix kits, and still no golden target, so very disappointing.
So Ryan banning Scrapyard and Mausoleum is up to 1slayer1 to pick which day they
have you tried contacting Rose through Discord?
Yeah, I contacted Rose. Okay.
Since Battlefy is, although it does have built-in communication, it can be a bit...
Alright, they're going to Buster Butte.
As much. as they do, let's say, for Discord. Okay, we're going to Buster Beach. I could see this working well for either player, really, which doesn't
Yeah,
really
I
do
mean,
much.
Ribbon Girl can kind of dominate once that player's in the Hot Pocket because it's very hard to hit such a vertical character from when they're up in your face, so up close. Arms aren't really made to be vertical when you're on the ground.
Although Springman is definitely able to use the Hot Pocket to his advantage for pressure scenarios, like most characters.
Yeah,
but
that too. So it could go either way.
again, still both players kind of playing at a distance, which is perfectly fine, but it kind of makes it hard for a comeback with such fairly slow-paced matches. But Ryan able to hit a charged Slap-O-Mander, putting him... Or not Ryan, shoot. 1slayer1. Although now they're about even. Ryan has significantly more rush, but I doubt he's going to use it before Slayer gets there.
Oh, you're on the advertisement channel.
Oh, shoot. Shh.
Go to the over. Yep. No problem. Sorry about that.
Ryan doing significantly better this match. It's about even. I'm not Ryan, shoot. I am very bad at talking today. 1slayer1, it's about even, although 1slayer1 does have the
1slayer1 does have rush, though.
Which, if landed,
I think they're at the exact same health.
No, I think Ryan has well, now Ryan has significantly more. Ryan able to catch
getting that
Slayer
grab
with a wake-up grab.
Ryan definitely had an opportunity right there to close the gap while Slayer1 waking up and get 1slayer1 in that Hot Pocket, but maybe deciding to stay off a little bit because of rush.
Okay, so now I think Ryan still has the slight... Okay, now Slayer has the health. I just kind of run... Okay, Slayer able to take it with a popper, catching Ryan's chance.
So right there, Ryan dashed into the Hot Pocket, and 1slayer1 definitely had a chance to get Ryan in that Hot Pocket.
Yeah, but there were 12 seconds
they
left.
Had rush.
Well, there were 12 seconds left, and I don't think that Slayer wanted to risk their health advantage.
True.
I don't think they feel confident enough going in, especially in such a high-pressure scenario as the last 20
But
seconds.
if I were Ryan, I definitely would not have dashed directly to the Hot Pocket.
Rush off, but since Slayer started earlier, able to get a very high, possibly even max damage 340 rush, putting them at a nice early advantage. And since Ryan tried to contest Slayer's rush with his own higher weight rush, now both of them are at the same rush values. And Slayer having a huge advantage this match, since they're both at even rush and Slayer is about 300 or so more health. Although Ryan getting a nice freeze chain into uncharged boomerang, which almost evens it up. And that toaster,
now it's pretty even.
Slayer1
was able to take back that health deficit. Now Ryan has rushed.
Ryan could have rushed there, but it takes a lot
I
of
think
practice.
in some situations it's better to hold on to rush just to keep on that pressure. But now both have
none
rush.
Of the players seem to be abusing
there.
rush pressure like a lot of top players do. Since rush allows you to cancel grabs, a lot of players will just kind of go in and start recklessly throwing out arms. And even if they miss, if their opponent tries to counterattack, they can just burn rush and be safe, and probably even punish the opponent. Slayer at a slight health disadvantage, not able to land their rush. It seems like this should be over, unless there's something like an uncharged hit in the grab. Nah,
I don't think that grab would have gotten the.
But if they landed something like an uncharged Slap-O-Mander and then was able to get a grab afterwards, that might have taken it.
Yeah, definitely.
But now it's 1-1, and Ryan has a slight rush lead, although since these players aren't really quick to burn rush, I don't think it'll matter too much in the end. Although now it's advanced to a significant rush lead.
You could definitely tell that these players are more advanced beginners, knowing that not to burn rush immediately. 1slayer1 noticing that using jumps as an aggressive in their aggressive playstyle doesn't work against that Hydra. So now really only using jumps as a mobility option.
Ryan burning rush, but Slayer able to sidestep it and only take slight chip damage. Although Ryan does have a significant health lead so far, and Slayer's
Slayer
left
1's
arm is
shield
almost
is
broken.
definitely waning though.
They need to land rush to get back into this game, especially since Ryan's almost filled up a second rush already. So I would be more aggressive if I were Slayer right now. A popper into rush would definitely put them in the lead though, or just a rush in general. But Ryan now sitting with his own rush doesn't look too likely. But Slayer is just looking for the perfect opportunity to land rush, although Ryan's not giving them much opportunity. Ryan burns his rush, partially as kind of a trigger finger, but also partially to waste time. Slayer using their grab as bait, like I was talking about earlier, how top players love to do that, and is able to use that to their advantage to get rush. And now that just puts them the perfect opportunity to take it. So Slayer takes game 2. By the way, this is best of 5. I do not care what you say, Sven. That was actually a really good match, as we saw both players adapt to each other's playstyles, and Slayer was able to be more aggressive at the end, which allowed them to take it.
Can you show that commentating slide?
Oh, sure. Haha. Yeah, that was a very good play from Slayer's part at the end. They used a grab while they were above Ryan, and Ryan was able to deflect it down, but took that as a sign of Slayer's going to be vulnerable and tried to punish. But Slayer is able to cancel the end lag of the grab into rush and punish Ryan for his attempted punish, which is a very common scenario in high-level arms. So that was a very good play, and it allowed Slayer 1 to gain the health advantage going into the final second and take the match. And gain the game. Okay, what stage are they going on now?
So 1slayer1 banning Sparring Ring and Mausoleum. So Ryan wants to run it back to Buster Beach. So Buster Beach, definitely the right choice, because I feel that Ryan definitely has a chance to doesn't want to run the risk of picking another stage, and 1slayer1 just absolutely dominating.
I mean, it was very close, that game, so I can see why they want to go back.
I feel that Ryan is confident that he can win this one through adapting, now that they've already had 2 matches.
Now, on the first end, it might look like a bad decision to switch to the Chilla, and it might have been, but I can see the Chilla working out, especially at the times when Slayer's more grounded, as the Chilla definitely has much better damage potential due to the freeze and the Hydra. And well, in especially a more defensive match like this, every hit of damage counts. So if Ryan's able to get a charge and land a charged Chilla, it might just allow him to do so much more damage than just a one and done 100 or so that the Hydra would provide. But now both players sitting at about even health and about even rush. I think that could have been rush right there from Slayer. Was Slayer able to jump over and counter Ryan's rush with a nice Slapamander, and able to use the same scenario that they had earlier of the grab bait to land their own rush, putting Ryan into the, I guess, comeback mode for Springman. Although Ryan
that comeback mode could definitely always make a difference.
As we saw there, Ryan was able to get a freeze chain, although wasn't able to finish it with a grab or something. And now Slayer 1 does have a big health advantage, but if Ryan just... Oh, never mind. I was going to say, if Ryan could land a Chilla, they could either bait an action... Oh shoot, is this stream lagging? They could bait an action from Slayer and get a grab. Okay, now Ryan's switching to
Going
double.
straight up double Chilla.
I could see that working, but again, it might just be not the best. Since
1slayer1 has successfully adapted to that Hydra. So now Ryan is giving Slayer1 a run for his money with
Ryan
the double
almost
Chilla.
able to complete, as Slayer did drop their shield, but I guess they realized that Ryan was punching, not grabbing, and was able to get their shield back up in time to not take another hit. But yeah, now Ryan at a slight health disadvantage. Both have built up their rush, though. Ooh, Ryan able to catch the hesitation from Slayer and get a grab. Burns rush, but not able to switch the camera in time.
That was
Slayer
strange.
able to counter. But Ryan firing back with a Chilla. There's some slag here, but it looks fine. It might be on my end. Ryan landing a Chilla, but not really going for grabs this time. Which, I mean, makes sense, but maybe he wants to mix in more, as the strength of a freeze chain is the fact that your opponent doesn't know whether you're going to punch or grab. Slayer trying to do the grab bait again, but not able to connect. Ryan able to shield the rush, and now Ryan has a huge rush advantage, and a health advantage, so, and the time's almost up, so Ryan is in an amazing position, but Slayer can just as easily take it. Ryan mixing it up with the grab.
I was about to say Ryan should keep rush till he needs it, or until round 2. But just deciding to straight up go grab, and Slayer was able to react fast enough. Shield.
No adaptations from either player, at least arms wise.
Yeah, that double Chilla definitely was doing pretty well. Definitely feel that a glove instead of the slap commander, or a glove instead of the popper would be alright.
No, I think just now Slayer has rush.
He could definitely still make this work.
Well, now Slayer's at a huge advantage because they will have 500 health and able to shield Ryan's rush. Ooh, Ryan getting caught in the backdash and hesitation, and able to get grabbed. And then Slayer wins another
1slayer1 definitely looks like he can take this. Comeback mode can only do so much. Sitting on rush and the almost 100% health bar, tonk bar.
Still technically not over
the magic
yet.
pixel.
I know the saying is never say GG to a max brass, but never say GG to a young max. Never mind. GG.
And there we go.
Game 3 to Ryan. Not Ryan, Slayer. So now what Slayer is gonna ban next? I could see Ryan going back.
It's a best of.
It's not. It's a best of 5. Yeah. Come on.
No, we can't change the.
Yes, you can. We can do whatever. Are they gonna sue us?
We can't.
Spenyo in denial that anything can change, not wanting it to be a best of 5 like it should be. But I think we can still make it a best of 5. I don't think anyone really cares other than you.
So does that mean lowers match 3 has to be best of 5 as well?
I mean, yeah, that's how it usually is. Here, just have they reported the matches on Battlefy yet? See, that's why
it's down to the players.
I know. That's why
it's down to the players, Gilly.
I mean, I'm sure Ryan's gonna want to make it a best of 5, but maybe Slayer might not.
He's saying it's on Slayer. If Slayer could just say no and then he wins.
Well, yeah, but yeah, like literally I said, there
Slayer banning sparring in Mausoleum, so they're going the best of 5.
That is hype. Okay, yeah, like I said, there are no backroom police. There might be self-appointed backroom police, but the only power they have is the power to yell at you and ping you. Not actually.
So I'm guessing we have to change the general bracket as well?
Yeah, you can still do that. Most players are accustomed to winners, losers, finals, and grand finals being best of 5. That's just how most tournaments are run.
1slayer1, I think is asking for the Gentleman's Buster Beach, but instead Ryan comes back saying that he wants to go on to DNA Lab.
Yeah, I know.
So DNA Lab it is.
Yeah, it's not really good practice to change
Show that
rules
commentator
mid-thrash,
slide one
but...
more time before this match starts.
Okay, here's the commentator. In case you forgot who's playing or commentating. And now
Yeah, I
back
know,
to the
right?
match.
Well, this is to make up for Civil War, which we didn't use it at all.
Because it was busted. Like, it looked really bad. Like, not to discredit Tree, it wasn't the graphics, it was my fault. The formatting was off. But anyway, so Slayer taking your advice and... never mind, not taking, but has a glove ready in case. Although Ryan switching back to the Hydra. So let's see if... I guess Ryan trying to do more anti-airing. Which, I mean, makes sense since Slayer was able to counter even double Chilla, although it worked round 1. But Ryan not looking too hot right now. In fact, looking kind of cold, but that was meant to be a pun somewhere.
Very funny.
Okay, but then again, they do also have Hydra, so it doesn't really... Well, anyway, Ryan landing... Speaking of Hydra, landing a Hydra to basically tie up the health. And Ryan with a rush lead. It doesn't look like he's planning to use it anytime soon, especially since pillars can really mess with rush. They might want to wait until there are no pillars, or fewer pillars to get in the way. Landing an ice, which allows him to go in. Oh, okay, so what happened there was... If your arms are still extending when you rush, you'll suffer a bit of lag. So kind of in a preemptive haste, Ryan grabbed and then rushed right after. So he had a bit of lag on his rush, which I don't know if that would have changed anything, but that's why it kind of was weird. So anyway, even despite that, Ryan still has a slight health lead and already most of the way there to his rush. In fact, now has a more than slight health lead. And I think Slayer will need to really go more aggressive, and needs to land rush really to win. Although Ryan able to use the cover of pillars to run away until the timer's out. And if I were Slayer, I would not use my rush, yeah. Although Slayer lands a grab, not able to make up the health difference. And Ryan takes round 1. Let's say, arms used to be so that even if your arms were extending, you could still kind of auto-retract them. And I think even now, canceling your arms into rush immediately is a bit too good, but definitely better than being able to do it whenever you want with no penalty whatsoever. Now, Ryan able to land only really the Hydra portion. Not getting as much damage as he might have liked, but still better than it whiffing or getting shielded. And Ryan seems to have very fast rush gain. Sorry. So it doesn't really seem to matter much anyway. Slayer still staying back at a distance despite having a fairly significant health lead. I think they should be a bit more aggressive, but who knows.
Against that rush, though, Ryan's definitely scared to see what can happen, and as you can see, that will happen.
Yes, that did happen. But Ryan already with another rush. He's building up these rushes almost as fast as Coil. And Ryan needs that rush because he's a fairly big health deficit. Although that grab is going to help bringing it back. With the timer clicking below 25, I think Ryan needs to just not be more aggressive.
Slayer's trying to keep a moderate distance
as now
because
Ryan
of that rush.
Needs to land his almost full rush. Who tries to grab, but dashing on wake up does make you immune to arms, so that doesn't always work. So does jumping. Ryan needs to rush now or land grab. And no, there's no way. Slayer takes the round, although I could see why Ryan didn't burn rush because he had another round to spare, and having rush at the beginning of the round, it might
saving
not
rush is definitely something to take is something to be aware of.
Okay, Slayer landing a poke and then a grab later, knocking Ryan into the corner, although the way these players play, the corner doesn't matter too much. Although not only is the corner good because your opponent can't move back, but rushes tend to be more consistent in the corner, and you're able to get more hits. For example, with my Popper Homie rush, if you're in the middle of the stage, you can really only get 375 at most. But in the corner, you can get 475 plus. So, it does make a huge difference. But I can never mind. I was gonna. Okay, both players sitting at rush and Slayer have about 25% health less. I can see Ryan really doesn't have any need to burn rush, especially as rush can serve a very good comeback tool, so it might be best to save it. Although Ryan burns rush, but Slayer able to dodge most of it, only taking 110 damage in the process.
Yeah, Ribbon Girl can definitely be a lot more free in terms of jumping against rush when your opponent has rush, because she just has so many mobility options in the air that she can really move her way out of that. And as we've seen before, and as we saw right there, Slayer dodged rush, but in this case wasn't successfully able to do it,
So with 10
fully.
seconds left, Slayer really needs to just go in rush, although Ryan is able to build up another rush. Slayer burns rush, not able to hit it. That should be it, and Ryan just kind of burns rush for the heck of it and takes game 4. So now we are tied 2-2. On to game 5. I'll go to advertise. I was like very close to that. In fact, all of these games are really close.
So, on the spot 5. How about...
If I were Ryan, although Ryan did take it, I think these players just need to know when to be more aggressive. Like, definitely their current play style of staying at about literally a bit over arm's length works well. But especially since a lot of these games are coming out to timeout, they need to know when they need to go in and kind of put the pressure on to come back. Like, there's a lot of issues in timeouts where the player in the lead can just kind of sit back while the other players still rush in. And especially against characters and arm sets that are really good at zoning, that can be really difficult. Like, if you need to get in and your opponent is like a Helix running double buff, that can feel almost impossible when there are, 10 seconds left and you need to land rush. $630, still no gold card.
It is just in. Gore has joined general bracket. I repeat, Gore has joined general bracket.
Oh, okay.
Red alert.
Wouldn't it be green alert?
It's true. We also have FIA Cat. Still rocking FIA.
Formal Cat, yeah. FIA was, I think it was literally almost 2 years ago. 1.5 years ago that they disbanded. Yeah. It was after Smash and Slash 4, which was in the summer of 2018. Fellows in Arms, which was one of the most instrumental in, I guess, the early ARMS community. Run by Defer, who is going to be streaming his run-through of the general bracket. I think the players on it were Defer, Pineapple Freak.
Alright, Buster Beach again.
Pineapple Freak, Hanukkah, Formal Cat, Meow. Shoot. I think a few others, but I can't remember.
Yeah, so,
Buster
Ryan,
Beach
this
again.
is so much fun. Thank you, Ryan.
Okay, so game 5, winner takes all.
Ryan bans Scrapyard.
Nobi, yes, Nobi. My bad. Nobi, who is famous for Chilla, which Ryan is using now. Most players running similar sets. Slayer taking your advice, Benjo, and switching to Glove Slap. That would be useful for combating the Hydra, especially on the ground. Although the Hydra's 3 separate bullets, even when charged, can just kind of sneak past Gloves, since Gloves are fairly small hitbox-wise. Ryan using a lot of wake-up grabs, which are fine, but if you see them coming, they're very easy to avoid. Although don't use them when your opponent has rush, because you'll probably just die. I know that from experience. Okay, both players, speaking of rush, both players getting rush. Ryan, actually no, they're about even. And the match is almost halfway done. Both of them just kind of staying away and poking as they've already done. Orion keeping himself safe with the rush, although only able to land the final Chilla hit for 20, and the rest of it being shield damage in units of 5.
Both of them are so even, we should just make this a first to 10. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh.
I mean, if they're that even, then they can meet again in Grand Finals. But yeah, now Ryan almost has his rush ready, but Slayer does have their rush. Put Slayer in a very good position, but since they both play more defensively, Ryan's able to get up his rush for free. I feel like if Slayer... Wait, no, Ryan can still bring this back. If he goes in and gets a grab or something. But, no... Oh, does get a grab and able to take the round because of it. I think Slayer just should have used their rush to get such a health lead that there was no choice. So that's kind of the danger of not burning your rush. You echoed there for a second. Okay, now Slayer does have their rush. So, I think they should use it, because Ryan builds up his rush very fast. So if Slayer isn't careful, then they'll just lose their rush advantage. And you'll have a similar scenario. Slayer using that grab bait, which I talked about a while before, they love it a lot, and I mean it works really well, since there's not much Ryan can do, other than bait out them to preemptively rush. Able to land a Chilla into Chilla, although it wasn't really a combo, Slayer didn't block any of them, so. Ryan burning his rush, but Slayer able to block it. Now Slayer almost has their rush, although it's about even, with Slayer having a slight lead. Okay. Slayer using their rush and able to hit it. Not able to juggle 2 hits of the toaster, doing a quarter of Ryan's health in that rush, and knocking him into comeback mode. Ryan able to get a grab after the Chilla hit, putting him in the lead, and exerting pressure in the Hot Pocket. Although Slayer able to slap him and take back the health. Now
I feel like this is such an even stage because they're so even that none of them can really pressure the other into getting them in the Hot Pocket.
Okay. So I think if Slayer lands and Ryan able to punish that with rush and take the game. I think if Slayer actually stayed in the air, they could have taken that, but...
Yeah.